DJ Double.
It's DJ Double here, and today I'm sat with the legend, half man, half amazing, the explosive ones in the building, DJ Semtex.
Yo, I'm honored. Yo, do I look at you or do I look at the camera? Like,
either or, man. It don't matter.
All right. Yeah, I'm kind of honored, man. I see your emails all the time, see your videos all the time. So it's like, yo, I can't believe I'm doing this.
You finally made it. You finally made it.
Doing it. Feeling the pressure.
How is it being on the receiving end of the questions today?
I don't know. I think that's more question for yourself. Like, how long have you got? Like, I talk a lot, so
yeah, we've got time. I think the camera's
Yeah.
going to last for about an hour, so we've got time, man. We've got time. You've been a DJ since mixtapes were literally mixes on tapes.
Yeah.
But you've stayed relevant this whole time.
Yeah.
How have you managed that?
It's passion for the music. Like that. It doesn't matter what the technology does or where it goes or what the platform is. Like, it's that passion for like new music. It's appreciating the hot shit. I just had someone in my office before and I was just talking about how, you know, it's all about rocking the crowd. You know, whether it's listeners on air on a Friday night or whether it's whether it's people in a club. It's like that anticipation for great music that does that. You know, I think that's what fuels me.
Right. Has it been a difficult process? Is it something that you kind of really had to get into to do that and feel the passion for the new stuff, or has it just been natural?
Nah, it's all natural. Like, I appreciate everything. It's like, you know, every era there's several MCs which will always dominate. Every era there's new sounds, new trends, new way of doing things, new ways to use 808s or drums and kicks or anything. So I love the culture, innit? I love the music. So I've never looked at it like, oh, yeah, I need to get into this. If I don't like it, I don't like it. If I like it, I like it. And that's it.
I feel like you're a DJ, or not just a DJ, but a person in the music industry that has never got the real credit that you're owed. I mean, just for example, I read that you were responsible for pushing Destiny's Child No, top 5 in the UK.
Yeah.
And you signed Fat Man Scoop to Def Jam with Be Faithful, right?
Yeah.
You were the first guy to discover Dizzy Rascal.
One of them.
But I mean, there's all these separate things. One thing actually I was going to ask you as well. I remember a Lil Wayne interview and an Eminem interview you did where you played a message to M. And Wayne was reaching out to M. So was it effectively you that instigated the collaboration there? Do you think that you were the catalyst for that?
Boy.
I'm going off on a tangent now.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what? Like, I appreciate you like bringing this up, but you know what it is. You know yourself as a DJ. It's great. Like, it's very rewarding, but it can also be very thankless. And it's just
absolutely.
There's a lot of things where you're just like, you know, just keep it moving. It's like, in the same time that you're saying being not credited for certain things, yo, I've done all right, man. Like, I appreciate this game. I've never looked at it like this game owes me anything. It doesn't. It's the game's the game. You play it, and that's it. And play hard, and that's all there is to it. Nobody owes you anything. Nothing's fair. No one's gonna do anything for you. You just gotta graft, and you just gotta work hard. So, with things like that, you know, there's a saying. There's those that know, those that don't know don't matter.
Yeah.
That.
I like that. Another one I do want to put out there. You were the first guy in the UK to play Kanye West. As an artist, I'll say. As an artist. Maybe not as a producer, I'm not sure. Yeah. As an artist, definitely. Because I remember listening to you
early.
Like, this is and you were the first guy. And that's one thing I've always actually put out there. Like, I feel like you are owed the credit for that, because it's almost like you opened the door for Kanye to push through to the UK. That's my personal opinion anyway.
I appreciate that. I mean, you know what? Again, I've been fortunate to work with him. I've done shows with him, and he shouted me out at the Brits twice. Like, and when he did the shout outs at the Brits, it was like that did more for me than anything else, because that's you know, you're gonna shout out people from the UK, and it's like, and then I'm in that mix. Then the second time he did the shout out at the Brits, the label were like, yeah, you need to mention this person, Kanye, that person, and these other heads of Universal. He's like, fuck that, I don't know those guys. I'm just gonna pick up Rob Pasco and DJ Semtex.
Yeah.
Which, you know, he really didn't need to do. It's like, and I really appreciate that. And that, you know, yeah, I'm cool, man. It's just, I'm a Kanye stan, so good.
Yeah, I don't know if I could be as cool with that. I'd have it in my bio. First guy to play Kanye.
What's that thing in it? And you know.
Exactly. Yeah. You know. If you don't know, you don't matter.
Yeah.
You've been into hip hop since like the mid '80s.
Yeah.
And so obviously you've seen such a transition and evolution through the genre. Do you like where it is now?
Yeah, definitely. I think every day there's a new voice. There's a new style, there's a new way of saying things, and it's like, you know, sometimes there's too much of one particular vibe or feel, sometimes there isn't enough or whatever, and it's like, but there's always going to be a Kendrick or a J. Cole or a Drake, or, you know, and the way that the game's changed, the way that it's way more international, the way that our own artists, it's a level playing field now. It's the best time it's ever been.
What's your favorite era of hip hop?
Wow, that's a good
Not
question.
an easy question to ask.
Yeah, there's been a lot of good eras. Like, I'd say '94. I wouldn't even say it's an era. I'd say it's a year.
That's super specific.
Yeah, because it's the year that Wu-Tang came out. Midnight Marauders came out at the end of '93, but it kicked in '94. Yeah, I know some of you could be like, "Oh, Wu-Tang, that was '93." You know, I know it was '93, but it kicks in '94. Ready to Die came out and Nas came out. It's the first time I went to New York, and I just remember the streets were like pounding with the music. It was just the streets really, really lived it, and it's just that was like a great experience for me. So more than anything else, it's about that. But you know, to see the whole Bad Boy thing kick off and what Nas did with Matic. Yeah, that was an amazing time.
Yeah, to be there, like involved while that was happening, must have been incredible, man.
Yeah.
Part of the culture, obviously, you mentioned this in your book as well. The break dancing, the b-boys, and the graffiti. Do you feel like that's still relevant to current hip hop culture? Because the way I feel is, it's like the b-boys and the graffiti have almost been replaced with like contemporary fashion and social media.
No, they've been replaced with cameramen.
Yeah.
The cameraman's the new hype man.
Yeah.
You know what it is? The spectrum of hip hop's so vast. It's like you got so many different styles. Like people will be like, "Oh, there's not enough conscious hip hop," but there's always enough. You just got to look for it, you know. And then it's the same way with b-boying. It's like, you know, that's massive internationally. There's still competitions that go on all around the world, and I think, you know, with the graffiti side of things, it's like, you know, you only got to look at East London. It's like a walking gallery, and all of that's inspired by graffiti. Like, some of it's just straight up like pieces, and some of it's just like more abstract art. But the street art thing is an extension of what graffiti was about, which is putting the messages on the walls. You know, it's modern day hieroglyphics. So I think it's all relevant. Maybe it's become fractionalized where it's not as connected together, but don't really matter because they're all vibrant scenes in their own right. You know, you go to the DMC finals, you still got people dedicated to the art. You still got people that are competing and, you know, terrorizing the decks. But it's just if you're into that, it's there. If you mainstream hip hop, yeah, it's there. If you're into graph, it's there. If you're into b-boying, yeah, it's there. You know, and then all of these things have infected popular culture in such a way people forget it's hip hop. So when you look at,
I think that's kind of my point. Yeah.
When you look at how, like diversity and the whole Britain's Got Talent thing and everything else like that, and that's crazy. Like that's straight up b-boying that Middle England's voting for. You know, and then you know Ashley's gone on, and then Ashley's gone on to do different things and everything. So it's actually bigger than it ever was.
Yeah, I love that actually. Yeah, I never thought about diversity that way. Let's talk about the book. So for the people back home, the viewers that don't know, it's right here, Hip Hop Raised Me by DJ Semtex. Very, very, very sick book. Just looking at it from the outside, like the cover, the attention to detail, man, like, I love it. I mean, I still use these. I still use turntables. And it's just incredible, man. It really is. I know you've you've said in the past it's kind of not, because it couldn't be written just by one person. But I've just scratched the surface, and it feels like it might be the hip hop Bible.
Wow.
Like, again, my personal opinion.
It freaks me out when people say that. You know? It's like,
because it's here though. I mean, it's incredible. Talking about the title first, Hip Hop Raised Me. Now, you've said in the past that there was a line that Macklemore dropped in, what's the song called? Can't Hold Us.
Yeah.
About when Wu-Tang raised you.
Yeah, what do you expect when Wu-Tang raised you?
Yeah. Firstly, when I first heard you say that, I thought I would never expect Semtex to really listen to that song, let alone listen to it and take the lyrics in it, because it's like it's a very commercial party record. I don't see it as
No. Like before Thrift Shop, right? I was blazing that track on the radio, and before Thrift Shop, a friend of mine put me on to like Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. He was like, I was in an airport just after South by Southwest, and the plane was delayed, and there's 3 hip hop guys. Like, you know, it's like when 3 hip hop guys start talking. It's just it didn't seem like there was any kind of delay. We were there for hours, and then he was telling me about this act that, you know, he said, Macklemore, you got to check him out. It sounds incredible. I said, what do you mean? And he's like, well, he came on stage and he says, look, this is just us. It's me, Ryan, and my girl. And his girl sells the T-shirts. Ryan's the DJ, soundman, photographer, videographer. And he said, this is it. It's just us. This is how we do it. So I was like, I don't know about this guy. I need to know about this guy. I need to find out about this. So immediately after South by Southwest, I hit him up on Twitter, and the tweets are still up there as well.
Right.
And I was like, yo, I need some music. And he was like, oh my God, I can't believe you're contacting me. Like, he says, you're a legend. And I'm like, oh, whatever. And then, he sent me the music. One of the tracks was Can't Hold Us. And I liked it. I was actually trying to sign him. Like, that's how much I was into it. And I played it in an A&R meeting. And I said, what do you think of this? And it was one of the meetings where everybody looks at you like, yeah, all right, Seb. So I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have played it. You know, like, I was one of them, like, I was a bit of a self-par, you know. So a few months later, so I'm sat at home and I see this Budweiser advert, and I hear the chorus, like, I'm like, I know that track. Like, what is this track? Is it a B.O.B. track? Like, I couldn't figure out. And then somehow I figured out it was Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, and I was like, that's the shit. Love that track. And then, it was like, I was blazing it on my show, like standard. Like, for me, that track is like it's like a festival in its own right. The way that it builds, it's like a festival, a baptism, and a gospel choir all at the same time. And just, you know, you're talking about hip hop, you know, that's a phenomenal record. You play that at a festival, bro. You look like a god on stage.
I play it at certain student events.
Yeah.
And when you got 2,000, maybe 3,000 students there, the song goes off.
And you know the thing about that track? The whole length of the track. Most tracks you can only play for a minute and a half. Let's be real. Right? With that, you can play it all the way through to the breakdown.
Yeah.
People know everything. Yeah. Everyone sings along to it like a choir. Yeah. So, like, I don't care, man. I fuck with Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. I ain't ashamed to say that. Like, they're good friends of mine, and I rated their music. They're victims of their own success because they got so big and they got so commercial and then the Grammys happened. Then it was like, you know, they got too big, and that's why the whole whatever happened in terms of with the Kendrick tweet and everything else, and he's made a couple of mistakes or whatever. But the music's the music. The music bangs, and that's it. And I'm a fan. So that lyric, what do you expect when Wu-Tang raised you? Yeah, I was like, I get that. Like, 93, Wu-Tang, that had an impact on me as well. But I'm a son of Public Enemy. That raised me. Then I was like, nah, well, hip-hop's raised me. Everything, like, because everything's influenced me. Like, whether it's Dizzy, whether it's Kanye, whether it's Jay-Z, at some point, great artists influence you. So, it's raised me.
Talking of Public Enemy, Chuck D does the foreword on the book.
Yeah.
How did you choose Chuck D over everyone else?
Because his music spoke to me, his words spoke to me more than anybody else's. Like, the power, the voice, you know, Public Enemy, you know, as a fan of, but the way that he rapped on It Takes a Nation of Millions and Fear of a Black Planet, shit spoke to me. You know, there's some raps, there's some lyricists that affect you more than others. You know, some people might have grown up on NWA, but it's Ice Cube that connected with them. In the same way that with Jay-Z, I didn't care about Reasonable Doubt. I was a Biggie fan. Like, I only got into Jay-Z on the Dynasty album. Like, that's when I was like, yo, this shit's tight. And then that's the album where he first started working with Just Blaze and Kanye West. And then that set me up for the Blueprint. The Blueprint, I was like, full all-out Jay-Z stan, like, from that point. But there's certain moments that just can change your life. And I think with Chuck, what he said on those tracks definitely it made an impact, changed my life. So I had to reach out to him, you know, and just ask him if he'd do it. Did
you ever consider anyone else, or was it just you knew it was going to be him straight
away? Yeah.
He said something really, really good actually, which is crazy, because this is, I think it almost sums up you as a DJ in terms of your radio show. I've always thought this. So he says in the foreword that Semtex is a fair and honest dude who understood that the underdog needed support too. Yeah. Now, I love that, because whenever I've listened to your show, whenever anyone's dropped a new album or a mixtape or any kind of project, listening to Semtex's show on a Friday night, you will talk about the album, but then you will pick not like the radio single, not the one that's being playlisted and pushed by the label. You'll pick something else from the album and really go with that. Even with other artists and stuff, you've always kind of rooted for the underdog. Is that something that you've picked that song from the album because that's the one you liked, or do you consciously think, right, everyone's there, let me be here?
I'm a nerd, man. I like the weird shit. That's all it is. Like, I just like the weird shit. Like,
do you think, like, has that ever had a detrimental effect on your career, not being the one that goes with the tide? Because, I mean, effectively, you swim against the tide with music, I think. Yeah. But in a good way.
Never looked at DJing as a career. Like, I've never looked at it as a job. My biggest fear was becoming a full-time DJ. Right. Like, I love, it's gonna sound fucked up. I see it more as an act of passion. I think to say that it's a hobby is belittling it. Like, yeah. But I love DJing. I love standing on stage. You know, there's that line, like, we'd love it so bad that we'd do it for free. Yeah. I've done it for free. Like, not often, but it's kind of
not anymore.
Yeah. But it's like some of the best parties are the ones where you don't get paid that much. It's just how it works. It's just how it goes. And I think with, I just love doing what I'm doing. It's never been about like I need to do this, and at this point I need to do that, and da-da-da. Most guys who do think like that, where are they now? You know, there's the ones that are in it for the music and the passion and dedicate time to the craft and, you know, practice scratching and practice routines and figure out ways of mixing records differently to everybody else in the club. They're always going to be around, always, you know.
So moving into the book, the intro, DJ Semtex, the first part, your first words, I thought it was really intriguing, and how you put out your own personal story about how you lost your arm and your early beginnings, your upbringing and stuff. How important to you was it to put that personal side into your book?
All right, so if you're going to do a book, right, and you're going to call it Hip Hop Raised Me, you got to explain that. You can't just be like, hey, I'm into hip hop because of, you know, I listened to this record. Like, it's not that. It's like, okay, so then I'll be like, all right, so why did I get into this? Why did I get into marketing? I got into marketing for doing the street team. How did I get into doing the street team? Well, I understood the basic principles of marketing and street promotion and everything else through tagging. All right, so why did I do tagging? Because I was into hip-hop. All right, so why did I get into hip-hop? Because it spoke to me at a time when I grew up, when I was going through some shit. All right, so what shit was I going through? Right. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course,
so it's like a backwards journey. It's like... And that's kind of like, yeah, it's the same thing with the DJing. It's the same. So what am I going to do? Just go backwards a bit? Nah, fuck that. Sell it all. And the thing is, I ain't ashamed of anything. I'm not. I've never been like, oh, you can't talk to me about that. I've never been like that. But the thing is like, I know there's a lot of people that go through some shit. I know there's a lot of people who feel like there's no hope. I know there's a lot of people that just feel like they're never going to get their moment. So, and it's not true, because everybody I know who's ever worked for something has got it. Yeah. So my thing was living proof. Done it. So put it out there.
Was it ever, because it's not something you've spoken about publicly before, so was it ever something that you considered maybe not putting it in, or was it just straight from the start and it has to go in?
Nah, if you're going to do a book, you're doing a book. Right. And I think it's one of the things not many people have asked. Like, a lot of people, there's this British thing, isn't it? It's been proper to ask about, you know. And I really don't care. Like, if you're going to ask me in a club when you're half drunk at 2 a.m, well, yeah, of course I'm going to tell you where to go. If you're going to do some kind of interview and it's a passing by a comment, like, yeah, of course I'm not going to give you that fucking, it's my story, innit? I'm not, you know, it's not frivolous.
Just a tagline.
Yeah, but if you're going to do a book which is detailing hip-hop and how it raises me or raised me, or how it raises generations, or how it's raised other people, because it's not just about me. Hip-hop's raised a lot of people. There's a lot of people. Anyone who grew up on certain albums, you know, okay, so you grew up on that album, know exactly what you think and everything else. And even our value systems towards working, you know, when you hear like artists say like get money or get your money up or whatever, Rick Ross, I'm a boss, and then, come on, man, everyone inherits that, and not to the same extent, but everyone's about their business a lot more than, you know, most people are into hip hop about their business, and it's not down to any school course or anything like that. It's like the music inspires you to be about your shit, to get your shit together and go all out. Yeah, to know your self-worth. Like, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, gotta celebrate that.
What was your expectations for the book once it was finished and you have this product here? Like, what did you want it to do?
I just wanted to get it right. Like, I just wanted to be able to show the wealth and the richness of what it is, and how it's impacted over here, how it's changed the world, how it continues to grow bigger and beyond what anybody thought it would, and try and make it timeless, so that we the cutoff point was August 2016. So I didn't want to be here now, like several months later, like, shit, I should have put this in. Oh, shit, I never covered that. I feel like I've got everything covered. I feel like even the way that, you know, discuss hip hop and Obama being in power, the problems that it's faced and hasn't really changed anything, and the way that, you know, people are getting killed by cops in America. It's like the 60s all over again. It's like nothing's happened. It's like nothing's changed, you know. You've had a black guy, and if you got a black man as a president and things don't change, it's never going to change. Right. So is he going to be more effective when he comes out of office? We'll see. And that's the way that I ended that chapter. And that's it. Because maybe, you know, politics is politics. Maybe when he comes out, he can apply more pressure by being the outsider that says, you know, like, I don't know. But I just think what happens in America affects the rest of the world. The political fallout affects us over here. Yeah, precisely. Yeah. How similar to releasing like a music project is doing a book like this? Because you have publishers and you have editors and other people involved in the project. And I've seen also just down to similarities with like campaigns, ad campaigns. For example, a radio plugger put us in touch for the interview today. Do you know what I mean? So how similar is it if this was your album? It's very the same. And it's exactly the same. I want the cover to look like this. Yeah. Not everyone's going to agree. And you got to work on, shout out to Tristan at Thames and Hudson. Like, he's done an amazing job at putting across the ideas that I had. Shout out to my manager Mariam as well. She's like helped this all come to fruition. But yeah, it's like the initial idea wasn't to have that kind of text. It was going to be the graph that's on the inside. Right. And then if you turn over the first page, so this It's by the Tats crew, legendary graph crew from New York City. They were there from the beginning of hip hop.
Right.
And I felt like I needed something original, authentic, to signify the importance of the book. And I reached out to them and they were like, yeah, I'm more than happy to do this for you. So the original idea was to put that on the slip mat of the turntable.
Right, okay.
And then Thames and Hudson was like, it might put off certain consumers.
Demographics.
Yeah. I was like, all right, so let me get another one. So if you turn the page over again, yeah. So that tag graphic is by a guy called Pref ID.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, what about this? And they were like, you know what we're gonna do?
It's a bit too urban.
Yeah. They were like, all right, what we're gonna do? We're gonna put it on the end papers in the book. It's gonna look amazing and everything else. And then we're gonna put this gold text on.
Right.
When it said gold, I was like, yeah, all right, yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna put gold foil on the cover. I was like, oh, okay,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah,
And you know what? It was the right choice. Like they made the right call because it looks amazing and it stands out. And then the graph is still represented within the book. So, you know, that was dope. There's other issues where somebody was going to get involved who was supposed to be a ghost editor.
Right.
And he started writing shit in.
Right, okay.
Put a stop to that straight away.
Shut
no
that
ghost.
down.
Yeah, shut that shit down straight away. And that, no ghost writing. I've written every single thing myself.
I was going to ask, so with the exception of Chuck D, you wrote everything.
Yeah, all the text, like in the chapters, yeah.
The stuff that's in there, there's like dates and statistics and things. Is this stuff you know, or was it like you knew about it, but you had to research for certain specifics?
Most of it are new. There's additional research, and everything was quadruple checked. Right. Like everything. So
can't slip up.
Nah, not at all.
Like you said earlier, the Wu-Tang stand.
Yeah.
93, man. It wasn't 94. Like, you cannot slip up here.
You know, I did Hip Hop Mastermind, right? And I killed it in the first round. But the second round, like the first round, I was so focused, right? The Kanye round, it was like Neo in the Matrix. It was like Danielson and Karate Kid, wax on, wax off. Like I was in the zone. And then the second one, he threw me off because he started talking to me, and then he was like, "I'm round two," and then I was just like, my thought process was like 10 seconds behind his. Right. So every now and then I'll be in a club, someone will come up to me drunk. Your question 10. Round two, I'd have got you on that. I'm like, all right, great, you know. And then, so yeah, you got, but you owe it to the culture to get it right. You can't be half-assed. And then another thing which I think I drove the publishers crazy is I got this section at the back called Rap Privilege, and there's these infographics, and the detail in that is amazing, man. That was a lot of fun doing that. I've
seen it. I haven't read through it yet. Like I said, the book only arrived to me yesterday. So I only just got through to the end, to the start of the second chapter. So, but I flicked through and looked. So I've seen what you mean about the rap privilege. But it's like like a spider diagram?
Yeah. Mind map, everything. I went deep on that. Yeah. And I was like, no, this has got to be like this. You can't. No, the arrows got to go both ways, like everything. So I think I drove him crazy doing that bit. And that's from your... Yeah.
Incredible, man. Yeah. How long is the process from start to finish? So when the idea first came up to when you got the first hard copy back?
About 15 months.
Oh, okay, right.
Took 6 months to write.
Right.
And then, so wrote it from June 2015 up till just before Christmas. And then 3 months after that, double checking, editing. I wrote 100,000 words and it got cut down to 48,000. And then, spent 2-3 months doing that.
So half the amount of words.
That's painful, bro.
So there's a part two then. There's another. There must be surely like.
I don't know. I want to flip. I don't think you could do part two to this. I think I got an idea for how to follow it though. But
right.
It's deep. But I can't. When it's in your head, you can just do it. That's. I mean, if you was to write, who's your favorite artist?
My favorite artist, in hip hop of all time, it's got to be a duo. My favorite's Gangstar.
Right. If you had to do a chapter on gangsta, that would be 10,000 words minimum, and it'll just come out. Whether you're used to writing or not, when you start talking about their significance, what they did on each album, significant tracks, the relationship with the Gangsta Foundation, Premier's approach to making beats, Premier and Guru falling out, 10,000 words minimum. It might even be a book. You might even go deeper. It just doesn't stop, and you'll end up going. You actually like, it's like you're possessed at some points, because you'll actually like, you'll be on the toilet. Oh shit! I didn't put that bit in. Like straight away.
Did you get the ones where you were going to sleep, just nodding off maybe, and you're like, boom, I have to remember.
Nah, what it is, you wake up at 1 a.m. Oh shit, I didn't put that in, and you get up to do it.
You keep a notepad by the bed.
Yeah, I did that as well. Or there'll be another part where you wake up, oh shit, I never put that in. You write a note of it, and then 7:30 in the morning, your mind's fresh, wide awake just to do it. Yeah. It drives you insane. It does. It does. Like, it's like when you've got something you want to write about, you're possessed. It really is. It was never like, oh shit, I've got to write. It was like to my family, yeah, I'm doing nothing, I've got to write, innit? Yeah. Like, what you talking about? I've got to write. You know, can't go out there. I've got writing to do. Like, you know, it was really like that. So, you know.
What's your target audience for the book?
Everyone. Yeah, every generation, every era, every generation.
Has it ever been a concern of yours that with the younger generation, I can see like 25 plus easily going out, being like, yeah, of course, boom, boom, boom. Yeah. I would say with the under 25s, especially like what I call like the social media generation, they don't seem to have the attention span anymore. Does that make sense? So has it ever been a concern or any way to kind of target the younger audience to get a book?
Did you see Little Yachty reading it?
No.
He's like, there's a clip online of Little Yachty reading it.
Oh, okay, right.
He's like 19, couldn't put it down. Right. Like he was, like his team were like, all right, yeah, you got to go now. He's like, yeah, just give me 5 more minutes. Like he said that like 2 or 3 times. Right. Did you see what Dave tweeted the other night?
Right, yeah.
19. Yeah. You know, it's. I know kids are 16 and fascinated by it. So at the end of the day, it's not. Yeah, it's a reference book. There's no age limit on it. And I think if you're a fan of hip hop, or if you're passionate about it, then it's of interest to you. And it's like, you know, this flack that Yachty gets. Like, you opened the book, first thing you did was talk about the importance of Flavor Flav. Right, okay. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
Listening to him, you wouldn't ever think, think he even knew who Flavor Flav.
And he's talking about Flavor Flav, and people are mocking him for not knowing about Biggie. Right. But he knows about the importance of Flavor Flav that came like 7 years before that. So, you know.
The first record that you reference in the book is Run DMC, My Adidas. What was the first hip hop record that you remember hearing and being like, yo, what is this?
Because that page you're talking about is the covers. I saw the covers, like, that's the first time I've seen what hip hop was tangibly. Yo, this is a good interview, man.
Thanks, bro. I get the DJ Semtex co-sign on the interview.
You know what it was? It was either... It was one of 4 things, and I can't remember which one it was first. It was either Derek B, Bad Young Brother, Bomb the Bass, Beat This, or BVSMP, I Need You, or LL Cool J, I Need Love. And it was either one of those because that was on Top of the Pops. Right. And every single time I saw one of them performances, I was in hospital. Right, yeah. So I saw that shit from a hospital bed. Yeah. So that's why I'm saying do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, one of those.
So the fact that when you got like serious illness and you're watching shit in hospital and you can remember that shit from when you was a kid, like, yeah.
Yeah, so talking of LL Cool J, another thing I picked up from the book was it mentions that in 85, radio went platinum. Yeah. So effectively, like, that got me thinking, 85, LL Cool J went platinum. So really, if you look at his style, LL Cool J was like the Drake of the 80s. In my opinion, it's a bit of a funny comparison, but that's how
I see it.
Or the Ja Rule. Yeah, or the Ja Rule, I guess. Do you think that people into hip hop these days should give LL Cool J and people like him more props? Because he's kind of, I mean, he's still making music now, but if he's lucky, he'll get a spot play.
The very nature here is, the problem is the older rappers are a victim of what they did.
Right.
Because hip hop is always like, fuck the older generation.
Yeah.
Old man this, old man that. You are old head, right?
Yeah.
So with all these people attacking Yachty for not knowing enough about Notorious B.I.G. and everything else, it becomes an old head versus kids. Now kids listen to music to rebel against their parents. I was playing Run DMC and my dad was like, turn that rubbish down.
Right.
Turn it up even louder, right? So when all these older rappers are complaining about new rappers not paying dues, who do they sound like? They sound like the parents telling you to turn it down. So what the kid's gonna say? Fuck you.
Yeah.
All right? You're an old head. So you don't get any respect, like, as you get older. You don't get, unless you're official with the way you go about doing your stuff. But I think with LL, what he did with Cannabis kind of probably went against him. Like, that story's been passed on for years. And I think I think the youth don't respect the older generation because the older generation don't respect the youth.
Right.
So, and I think that's something that happens in life, and I think it's a tradition that has been inherited in hip hop. And it's the rap guys that started that. So they're victims of their own standard.
Now, this next question, I think I know your answer, but if I'm wrong, we might be here a very long time. It's that ultimate question that's almost impossible to ask unless you know. Yeah. Who's the GOAT? Who's the greatest of all time?
I'm gonna divide this. Overall, or
yeah, let's say overall.
Overall. You're not playing, are you? Like,
you know what? It's like I said. I thought it could have gone either one or two ways. I thought you might have just said it straight away, or it's going to be one of them ones where it's like, hang on, this is not a think about it for 10 seconds type answer.
Overall GOAT. It's got to be Jay-Z.
I thought that's what you were going to say.
I'd say, if there was options, Jay-Z for lyricism, Dr. Dre for beats. See, I'm stretching it now. Like Dr. Dre as a producer is the greatest of all time. Undeniable. Like, what he's done. You can't deny that. I
don't know if we've got enough battery power to get into it.
No. World Class Wrecking Crew.
Yeah.
NWA.
I guess.
Wait.
Yeah, go on, okay.
Death Row. Aftermath. Shady Records. G-Unit. TDE. Is omnipotent. You can't say he's not. Every fabric, every era he's been involved. It's like he's been there.
Yeah. He's. I can't disagree with Semtex when it comes to hip hop things. Like,
no, you can't. But
see, 2001 is my go-to album. If I had to listen to any album ever, that's my go-to album.
Yeah.
But Premier is my favorite hip hop producer.
Premier's definitely a GOAT, but the GOAT of GOATs, Dr. Dre. Purely because he's done more. Like, no disrespect to Premier, in terms of
I'd agree,
from like early 80s all the way through, like, and the empires that he's helped. If you're gonna look at it, you got Gangsta Foundation, and he's helped a lot of individual artists. But if you look at it with Dre, World Class Records, NWA, empire. Like,
it's an empire.
Death
not
Row.
Just a
Look what he did for Death Row. Look what he did for Aftermath.
Yeah.
Look what he did for Shady.
Yeah, I'd agree with that actually. I remember actually Premier once said that DJing was the passion and producing. He just did producing to pay the bills. So I mean, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Let's agree to agree with that then. Dre. Yeah. And Jay-Z's the guy. If you could listen to one hip hop record, and you're only allowed to listen to this one hip hop record, no more music ever, just one, what would it be?
Single or album?
Single.
Okay.
Or album if you already know the answer.
Takes a Nation of Millions. It Takes a Nation of Millions to hold us back. It's the perfect album.
You thought about that already?
I do. I listen to it weekly. Like I listen to.
There?
So I was in the gym this morning, listening to the Dave EP. Like it came out recently. I don't believe you can listen to an album in a day. Like you got to know an album, you got to live with it for a few weeks and a month and everything. All right, cool. But it Takes a Nation of Millions to hold us back. That's like anthem music to me. That's just like, grew up with that shit. Sonically as well, it's still ahead of its time. Everything about it, the way that the beats are, the way that it's produced, the way that samples are used, the way that the album's structured. Like, when I heard Section 80 by Kendrick, that reminded me of Ice Cube, America's Most Wanted, which was a byproduct of Public Enemy. Bomb Squad produced that. Takes a Nation. There's a lineage and a history that goes throughout the music. So it's but yeah, there's never been anything else like Takes a Nation of Millions. Like Fear of a Black Planet was amazing as well, but it was different. It was a different kind of energy. Whereas I think It Takes a Nation of Millions is ahead of its time. You know,
that's your one.
Yeah, definitely.
Kendrick or Cole?
Kendrick.
Tupac or Biggie?
Tupac.
The last one. We've reached the promised land. I'd like to know from you, what's the most important lesson that you've learned, or the most important thing that you've learned through your time in the music industry?
Trust your gut instincts. Your gut instincts is all you've got. Like, and if you think, like, I always listen to people, I always take on board things, but especially in music as well. Like, there's 2 times that I fucked up. Like, well, I didn't really fuck up, but there's 2 times that, like I was saying before about the Macklemore record, when I played it and everyone in the room was like, like, I should have just been like, fuck you lot, this is big. Because can you imagine if I'd have signed Macklemore and that for the UK or whatever? Can you know? So it's kind of like, and I didn't, because I was like, I doubted myself. Never doubt yourself. Like, just go all out and figure it out. So that might not work for everyone, but that's what I learned for myself. Trust your gut instincts.
Good advice, man. DJ Semtex in the building with DJ Double.
Did it?
The book is out now. I'd advise you to go and get it, man. It's absolutely wicked. Semtex.
Cool, man.
Thank you, brother.
Safe well.
Scumbag moments in my life. Why you trying to bring me to a dark side?
Let's get them out.
Oh shit! Someone pissed me off,
Yeah.
So I just
we can borrow less in it, you know. I was like, yo, it was mad.
That's it. Shouts to Little Man. He arranged the whole thing. He made this happen right now.
DJ Double.